Hello everyone, Jason Sherman here. I have with me Managing Partner of Johns Creek Capital, Charlotte Dunford. Welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having me.
Definitely. And today we're talking about how to expand your wealth through mobile home park investing. First thing I want to ask you, because there's probably a lot of people out there who have heard about real estate and how like 90% of millionaires in the world have become rich from investing in real estate. How does somebody, besides mobile home investing, how does somebody get into real estate if they have no money to invest in real estate in the first place?
Yeah, so how I started is I graduated college and pretty much took a job as a business analyst and using my salary to qualify for financing and using the kind of the money that I saved from my job to pay for my first deal. And that's kind of how I started with my first single family home and a duplex the next, and then scaling from one mobile home park to today 27 mobile home parks. So
wow. So you worked your butt off at jobs and just saved your money and used that money towards your first. So people are like taking trips, they're buying expensive cars, they're paying rent, they're buying things they don't need. And you're saying you didn't do any of that. You're saying that instead you really focused on wealth creation versus entertainment. Is that kind of...
I you need to do entertainment as well. I think, you don't want to live in a way that, jeopardizes your mental health and don't do any traveling. But I totally did all of that. But at the same time, you need to get a good job and then use your salary that the extra to invest and invest intelligently. And yeah, but I would say your job is important. But I wouldn't kill yourself over saving every penny.
Okay, so don't save every penny, save some of your pennies and still have fun, but then put the rest into real estate. So let's talk about mobile homes and how that strategy is different from regular real estate. Give me the difference between buying a single home, a duplex, or mobile home, and why you focused on that.
Yeah, so single family and duplexes, I mean, those are all real estate. And for me, is really a matter of blue ocean strategy. So the blue ocean strategy is finding an opportunity in the market where not everybody is going after. So you want to find an opportunity that is not extremely sought after at the time. So it needs to be a long ignored sector, just like mobile home parks. So when I first started, I wanted to scale. And obviously the first thing that came to my mind was multifamily. But multifamily is something that the big boys have been working at it for decades. For me, it was really not a lot of opportunities for me out there. So that then I found mobile home parks where the interest rates were still lower at the time. And also the cap rates were higher especially because of the niche that we're buying. We bought all of our parks, at least in 2020 and 2021. 2021 was a little bit different, but 2020 definitely all above 8 to 10%. So that's the cap rate.
How did you fall into the mobile home park? I've heard of them, but how did you actually kind of come across it to the point where you said, oh, I want to focus on this? I understand you're saying it was not sought after. So is it that you were looking for something not sought after, or did it come to you somehow? Did someone mention it to you? How would the regular person who's looking to invest in real estate, how would they have found out about it?
Well, I think the first thing is to get yourself educated on real estate market. And I just really read a lot of books, and I really just listened to podcasts like yours and read a lot of books. And I had a 1.5, almost 3 hour, each way is 1.5 hours commute from where I lived in South Atlanta all the way to where I worked, my corporate job at the time. So I
have heard the traffic there is pretty brutal.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't drive, so because it would take much longer to even drive. So I took public transit, like a lot of other people did. So 3 hours each day, $5. I mean, sorry, $5, 5 days per week.
Wow.
So that's 15 hours. That's like a part-time job.
That's
so
a part-time job.
Those hours to read and learn and, listen to podcasts, reading books on real estate and business. So, through, reading and exploring and keeping up with the newest and hottest things, I got to learn about mobile home
You
parks.
found out. This is another piece of information you just gave everybody is like save your pennies but enjoy entertainment. If you're going to waste your time on public transportation, read and learn and listen. This is the time you should, instead of watching Netflix or whatever, you weren't doing that. You were like actually trying to learn how to do this. This is fantastic. So tell me how one or you or anyone could then move into, after you take this information in, you learn everything about it. How do you take that into fruition and then move into that sector without being scared or without making a mistake? Help us learn from you since you've already done it.
Yeah, I think, moving into a new space it can't always be scary but I think for me, because my personal story, I just, that really wasn't biggest risk I've ever taken. So pretty much I quit my job to start Johns Creek Capital and really scale to what it is today with my partner. So with my business partner, not my husband, but my business partner. So
Could be
yeah, I
both.
think
Could be
you just
both.
need to be, yeah, you just need, well, he's not both, but yeah. So it's just, you need to find the niche that you are interested in, that you're good at, and start there.
And you started this recently? You started Johns Creek Capital
I
recently?
started buying mobile home parks in 2019 and
Interesting.
started Johns Creek Capital in 2020.
Wow, like right when the pandemic started, right when the housing market like went crazy.
Hmm.
And you mentioned this is not the scariest thing you did, but leaving China with just a couple of bags, I guess, at the age of 16, I'm guessing that was the scariest thing you've done. And what made you
It's a
do
little
that?
bit more scary. Yeah, that was a little bit more risky, slightly
And,
more risky, because I was looking forward to the trip. I was looking forward to this new life that was about to unfold. So that really took away the scary part. So I think that was not really that scary. So because to me, jumps like this in the business world and career sense was really never scary. Um, yeah.
especially once you do what you did, leaving China and coming here. And I mean, the fact of the matter is you built a multi-million-dollar business, right? So, I mean, that right there in the matter of a couple of years, but you learned a lot along the way. So let's put that information and that knowledge towards the people ahead of us now. So how can somebody invest in a mobile park or mobile home through your company or through any other company that does this? What's the strategy here? What are the steps?
So to invest with us, the best way is to go to our website and fill out a form, and pretty much the contact form, and we always reach out to you and kind of walk you through the process. But generally, we usually set up an initial strategy call with you and kind of talk about what you're looking for and how we can best help you. And usually once we have that conversation, that you're accredited and you qualify for our deals, we'll be able to send deals to you. And if you like it, then usually the entire process takes about 50 days, because 30 days of due diligence and another 15 days after that to close.
I heard accredited. So you have to be an SEC accredited investor, $200,000 minimum salary, or $1 million in assets, not including your home. Correct? Those are the
correct.
Okay, so
you either have to be accredited or you need to be what we call sophisticated, meaning that you have sufficient business real estate experience to know what you're doing, specialized knowledge.
So, I mean, this would then move some people off to the side, right? So what about people who don't qualify, but they still want to be a part of this in some way? Is there an option for someone to invest in a mobile home maybe, or to somehow help? Because I'm guessing this is helping the homelessness situation or people that can't afford real homes. Can you tell me the difference between buying a mobile home and buying a regular home, why it's cheaper, why it's better, and maybe how people can invest in that portion?
Right. So we do exclusively mobile home park syndications. But for people who, want to do mobile homes, usually that's not a sector that we go into. But generally speaking, mobile homes are, good quality mobile homes are just like a house. They're like houses with cheaper prices because their manufacturing process is a lot more simpler. And and the manufacturing process is shorter, and the materials used and labor, that just all of them contribute to the less expensive mobile homes. So for people who want to get into mobile homes, I would say just like buying any real estate, it's just like buying a car. So they're not really real estate. Mobile homes are not real estate. Mobile homes are vehicles. So the DMV actually gives them title. So you just like you're talking about the car dealership. So so you would probably get a loan just like how you buy a car, but you can rent it out. Just make sure you buy a newer home so it's not
Yeah.
breaking apart.
Because I've looked into this too. I've seen some factories in Atlanta, I believe, actually, that build like these modular buildings, and then they kind of take them apart like Legos, and then they drive them over with a truck, and then they put it together in like 24 hours or something. So is that why the price is so low for these? And what kind of help is this? Is this helping society, these mobile home parks? Like, tell me how this is helping and impacting.
So mobile home parks in general is a affordable housing industry. So it's anything is helping, the is part of the solution for the affordable housing crisis we're facing. So that's part of the reason mobile home parks is recession and inflation resistant, in that it's definitely less expensive to rent a mobile home park lot and to buy a mobile home as a resident and bring your home into a park versus what you'll be facing the price wise at apartment buildings or buying a stick built home. So that is
Makes
helping
sense.
in that way, that is providing more of a affordable housing product.
All right, now the nuts and bolts, or meat and potatoes, or tofu and veggies, whatever you want to call it. What is someone going to get if they invest with Johns Creek Capital? Like, what are they actually investing in, and what do they get out of it? What's the return? What are the specs here for someone who is interested in investing?
Right. So we use a waterfall structure in distributing. So I can just give everybody an example of what we just kind of sold, kind of a complete cycle of what we did. So in June of 2020, we bought a 20 lot mobile home park in Iowa. And we bought it for $325,000, and we raised $365,000 for that deal with value add budget reserves and all the acquisition fees and all the other fees. So we sold this park just about a week ago at $492 and $92,000, a little bit more than that. So our total, and then we distribute funds every month for the cash flow, right? So in total, our investors, after all the waterfall structure split, they're getting our estimated, we're doing the final accounting, but estimated 20% annualized return on their investment, and an 18% internal rate of return, and about a 1.37 equity multiple within 22 months. That was so relatively shorter hold.
Yeah,
and
that's great.
result.
And this is how you operate in general. This is what people
Yes.
should expect.
Yeah, that would be a pretty classic example of our deals. But obviously we have different deals have different things, so you have to look at what the offering memorandum would say that we sent you. So this is just an example. So what we did recently, but I think all of our deals are going to be similar, but they're different in their own way. And I wouldn't say that this deal is going to be exactly the same as all the other
Right.
ones. So do read the deals that we sent you, and the details as well.
All right, now for anyone listening to this episode or watching this, what would you want to say to them if they asked you, Charlotte, I want to be an investor. I want to gain wealth. I want to learn how to do better. What would you tell them to do? Like, what did you do? Tell them what you did. I know you said you read and you listened, but some examples of things that people can actionably do to become an investor.
Well, I think the first step is to figure out what you're good at, what your strengths are, and what your weaknesses are. So you want to make sure that you play to your strength and outsource, or you can call it delegate, and build a team around things that you're not good at, right? So if you're good at something, focus on that and delegate the rest to other team members. So that's why we have a team and I have a partner, and you just have to, for each person, you have to identify what your strength would be. And, I think depending on if you just want to invest passively, or if you want to invest passively, then that becomes a lot more simpler, because you just need to vet your sponsors, whoever you're in, the capital group you're investing with. But if you want to invest actively, is that a part-time job for you, or do you want to start your own syndication firm? Then that requires a stronger finance, business, and real estate background.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. This is great. I really like the information you gave. Where can people find out? Obviously, johnscreekcapital.com, but are there any resources available that you can offer people when they come to johnscreekcapital.com that they should expect?
Yeah, so johnscreekcapital.com, once you go into our website, there's plenty of resources, including the webinars that we have, upcoming events, and our ebook, and other kind of educational materials that we offer on the website. Those are all free. So.
That sounds awesome. Peering into the mind of Charlotte, who learned a lot of stuff. She's going to give it all to you guys for free on our website. So check it out at johnscreekcapital.com. Charlotte, it was a pleasure. Very informative. Thank you very much for coming. And as always, we will see you in next week's episode.